So today we've picked up somebody who's a new kid on the block, rapper turned politician, the new mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani. By the way, my name is Rai. I'm a former radio and television host out here. I'm your public speaking and communications coach. And right now, all we're going to do is talk about a famous person and how the communication skills of that person has done wonders for him. We are talking about Zohran Mamdani, and let's talk about his background first. But in fact, today I talk off the top of my head, but today there was so much to say. I actually wrote down all the points, and I've even got my glasses on so I can read them all. But before we get into all of that, we got a ton of dirt on him. Before we get into all of that, why don't you subscribe to this channel, and then let's get with it. And while you do the subscribing thing, what I will do is I will pose with Zohran Mamdani for a thumbnail picture. Am I doing it right? All right. Now that's out of the way. I hope you've subscribed already. Let's get to it. See, what I found was that everything was against him, okay? His religion. Given that it's New York City, his religion is not what's supposed to play in his favor. And then he's not the white majority. He's not even black that he could play the Black Lives Matter card. That wouldn't happen. He's actually got Indian heritage. Both his parents are Indian. And the other parent, being Hindu, is not doing anybody any favors either. So then he's a man. He can't play the feminist card. He can't say, I will be the woman, the savior. That's not going to happen. In fact, he was not even born in New York City. And would you believe it? He got his citizenship in 2018. That's like just before COVID happened. And then within a few years, now he's the mayor of New York. Things that can happen if you believe in yourself. My God. Okay. Then he's never held any office. I just don't mean political office, but any office. He's never been to an office. And he's actually been a rapper, so he's got a very non-serious image. If you Google him, you don't get anything serious from his background. He's not like he served in the army, or he was a journalist, or he was working for an NGO, or he travels a lot, he knows a lot, or he's like one of those figures who does critiques of world politics. None of that. And yet somehow it's just all worked for him. He's not even coming from a very rich family background. Like his parents are, I'm sure they're well off, but they're not rich. They're not like millionaires and billionaires. So he wouldn't have the money to fund his own campaign in a very big scale either. So whatever has come his way, he has worked for it one way or the other. The question is, how much his communication skills played into it? That is what we're going to analyze in this particular video. So let's go one by one. The first thing I'm going to talk about is that all these negative things, I mean, on paper, as far as politics is concerned, the negative things I said about him, he played every single one of them into a positive. So no matter what card he was dealt with, he played them like a pro. And so the man card, that he cannot be the feminist, the woman, the 21st century modern woman holding political office, but he played the man card. He had this chocolate boy image, always with a proper prim and proper haircut and a very sharp suit, and always smiling. He's the guy you would want to date, want to take home to your mother. That guy, he's the son you would want as your son. He kind of, played with that image. He just used that, milked that. And he totally played, his appearance to the max. And I always say, your communication starts with your appearance, and then you go on, but it starts there. And he did start there, and boy, okay. And then the next thing you need for good communication skills is understanding and playing with emotions. So you will always see him smiling ear to ear. It's almost like a pageant smile. Like he never stops smiling. and no matter what you're asking him, what criticism is coming his way, he's always smiling. All his photographs are all smiles. And when he's not smiling, he's actually crying. I've never seen a politician, especially a young politician, cry so much as he's done on so many issues that he felt very, in touch with. Next is, oh my God, I cannot even read my hand. Oh, okay, got it. All right. So the next thing he does that, he was not born in US, but the way he used that to his advantage is that he's got connections with India. He was born and brought up to some extent in Africa. So he used that part, that African accent part, the Indian, mannerisms and that heritage part. It all played into his election campaign. And when he went from place to place, wherever he went, whatever the crowd was, he literally code switched. He changed his mannerism, his dress, his accent to suit the occasion. And he did a fantastic job. I say he did a fantastic job because Kamala Harris also tried to do that. She tried to do different kinds of accents with the different kinds of crowd, and it didn't work. But somehow this guy, he pulled it off. Everybody found it endearing. Well, time to time in his speeches, I hear that he says a lot of stories about old times, what happened, history of New York and stuff like that. And he's such a good storyteller. And being a part of being a good communicator is to be a good storyteller. So he's able to tell stories from, let's say, 9/11. And he talks about a character of an aunt. We don't know who this person is, but there's what happened to her, and he paints a total picture in front of you. And to think that when 9/11 actually happened, he was only 10 years old. He was a kid. He wasn't involved in the politics. He didn't know anything about anything. I don't think he had a full grasp of what was going on. But now he's able to build stories around that experience. And kind of get votes out of that. And while all that is fine, this expression, storytelling and all of it, it's not all fluff. He also gets down to business. For example, he talks about these lofty ideas of communism and socialism. He's never actually, or opening up, government-run certain programs, but he's actually never experienced them himself because he has not lived in a communist country. He's never been on duty anywhere. So it's not like he has any first-hand experience with these ideas. But what he does to make up for it, he has read up and he's memorized all of it. Like anytime I have seen in any interview, anybody asking him any question, any news anchor, he's always able to give answers instantly with all kinds of statistics. And then he also uses a lot of quotations. And this reminds me of one more point about using emotions. Like he not only used emotions of smiling and crying and feeling sad, he also, when he won, if you hear his speech after he won, it was a different Zohran Mamdani. He was so confident and so aggressive and so loud. It was like there was a bit of an anger. So the range of emotions that we saw him, use in his communication was very, very, diverse? Okay. Then, I guess the quotes and the statistics did make him very convincing. But what I would say, though, that you have to understand that a mayor does not have the authority to implement all the things he was saying. He would actually have to go through legislative process to get things done. He would have to actually convince other people to get things done. And given his communication skills, I would say he would probably do a good job. But then I noticed that he had one bonus communication skill I did not think about at all. If you watch his latest interview, where he's in the White House with President Donald Trump, and they're having this moment, and this one journalist asked a very, very loaded question, like, do you still think that Trump is an F word? And he was about to explain it with a lot of words, and he was like kind of tiptoeing around the topic, to which Trump said, "Oh, no, it's okay. I don't mind. Go ahead. Call me whatever." And he kind of, made light of the situation, to which Zohran Mamdani, was supposed to say, "Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. I'll call him that." But he did not actually say that. What he did, he made a gesture like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever he says." But he made a gesture. He did not actually utter the words. In no transcript would him saying something negative come about in that interview. There would not be a clip of him saying anything negative explicitly. He made some hand gestures and some head nods, and that was about it. So he used non-verbal cues, but he never said a word. He kind of, for a person who speaks so well, he kind of held himself back, he restrained himself, and he kept quiet. And so there was a power in that silence that he exercised. So not only his communication is actually a textbook, it's a playbook rather, of all the things you need to do right in order to communicate effectively, right down to silence. Not only does he know what to say, but he knows when to shut up, and that's an amazing quality. And I'm not surprised that he's come as far as he has come, and I wish him all the best for his future. And if you like this video, do like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in another video.